When I was 16, I was very fortunate that my parents bought me my first car. And my dad bought me my car with me sight unseen. I had no idea what it looked like and what that was going to mean. But of course, I was very excited. I was 16 years old, grew up on an acreage. Those of you who grew up in the country, you know that a car means freedom. It was like, yes, I'm going to be able to go places on my own, do new things. And I was very excited about that new car. So we pick up this car and it turns out it's a stick shift. And I had never driven a stick shift before. And so I had a big learning curve. And somewhere out there, there's a video of me trying to learn how to drive a standard. And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. I mean, I stalled that car over and over and over again. But I was determined to be able to drive. I mean, on the other side of learning how to drive that stick was my freedom. It was going out with my friends. It was going to the mall. It was the bush parties. I mean, I grew up in the country, right? And so I was determined I was going to learn how to drive that car. And finally got to a place where I was comfortable enough that I could drive the car. My parents had faith in me, and so I was allowed to take it out. And I will never forget the day when I first picked up my friends and we were driving into town and we were stopped at a red light on our way to meet some more friends. And I had to turn left. And so here I am, I'm stopped at the red light and there's a green arrow. It's my turn to go. And so I move a little bit forward and I stall. And I'm a little bit embarrassed, but it's okay. I start the car again and I move a little bit further and I stall. And I'm starting to get a little bit embarrassed. I'm starting to get panicked. And all of a sudden now I keep doing this over and over again. And here I am sitting in the middle of the intersection and no cars can go by because I'm blocking it. And the light goes from green to yellow to red. And now the other cars can't move. And I am so embarrassed. I'm mortified by this. And I can see somebody getting out of their car to come and try to help me when I realize that I had been in third gear, not first. And so that's why I kept stalling. I figured out my mistake and we went. The reason I'm sharing this story with you is as we're pursuing our goals and our dreams, we've got to shift gears. There has to be a shift in our life to that next gear, to that next level to help us really accelerate further ahead. And sometimes as we're shifting gears, we can stall out. We can have setbacks. There's this gap as we're going from one gear to the next gear. And what can happen if we're not careful, when we experience that stall, when we shut down, when we don't see the results that we want, we can give up. We can quit on our dreams because it feels like we're failing. It feels like things aren't moving as fast as we want. We're not getting ahead and we're just spinning our wheels. Does that make sense? Is there an area in your life where you feel like you've stalled out? You were working hard. You thought you had a momentum. And now all of a sudden, things have stalled and you're not feeling that momentum. So what's your move in this moment? What's your move in this moment? It's reconnecting to the bigger vision. What was on the other side of the embarrassment and the learning curve and the hundreds and hundreds of stalling out was more important to me. I had a big, strong desire for it. So where's your desire? Where's your desire for what it is that you're working towards? Are you still in love with your vision? If you are feeling stalled, things aren't moving fast enough, consider that maybe you're just in that gap when you're shifting gears. Reaching your goals and your dreams requires us to shift gears, to go to that next level. And sometimes when we're in the middle of the shift, there's this gap, there's a stalling out. Don't stop. Don't quit. Keep your eye on the prize. And here is to you living a life you love.